back to the channel. I just wanted to give you a little update on my 1/6 scale Heath Ledger Joker from the Dark Knight with the Topo 2.0 outfit and a custom head. I did say that I was going to weather the coat, and I have done, and I've also put a wire in the front of his left-hand side of the coat. It wasn't necessary to put a wire in the side with the buttons because that one lay nice and flush all by itself, but the side without the buttons was really doing its own thing, just kind of sticking out and looking very awkward. So drop a like on this video, folks. I'm going to get to work on just giving you a little update on how the piece looks, and subscribe if you haven't done already, and I hope you enjoy the video. So the one thing that's bugging me at the moment a little bit is the jacket, the kind of greyish jacket that's underneath the purple coat. As you can see, it's kind of blocking the view of the vest. I can't really seem to do anything to change that. It's just the way it's designed, I guess, or the way it sits on the body. But I'm trying to get a little bit more of the green of the vest showing through in the middle there, but it just kind of closes in on itself and hides it. You can still see it a little bit, you know, before the shirt begins, but I'll figure that out. You know, main thing was, you know, put a wire in that one side of the coat, get it to stop flapping out the way it was, and do some weathering on all the sections. Basically just a dark brown wash applied to the edges of the collar and the shoulders, and it's quite difficult to make it out, to be honest, but I spent ages doing it. It's all there, it's just not like really obvious, and plus the lighting in here is kind of, you know, you can definitely see it around the edges, but the lighting in here isn't too harsh. It's quite moody lighting. Google all kinds of images of Heath Ledger in the suit, and you can always see the green vest. You know, the jacket is not meant to cover it up like that, and I just thought to myself, why don't I try putting the DX11 jacket on this setup? Just literally just switch out the jacket underneath the coat. I think that's going to solve the problem. I'd also really like to swap the vest as well, because I'm sick of these damn hooks that you have to use on this. I even tried super gluing the hooks shut and it still wouldn't work. They came loose. So yeah, I'm going to try the Hot Toys DX11 jacket, which is actually, here it is. Alright, I want this, and preferably I want that too. I definitely don't want these. Okay, so I should be able to do this, but the DX11 jacket is a completely different tone than the 2.0 Topo. I wish, you know, because this does seem more accurate to me, but you're not going to see much of this. I've also removed the vest from the DX11, and I'm going to try that so that I don't have to keep worrying about it coming apart. I know I prefer the collar on the Topo, but I would like it to just stay shut and me be able to pose the figure and not have to keep worrying about it coming undone all the time, because that system there with the hooks is absolute nightmare to work with. Damn shame, because I really like the vest. There's ways around it, you know. I could just, you know, I could stitch it, whatever, you know. We'll see. Alright, so I switched out the vest and the jacket. So we've got the DX11 vest and jacket underneath the coat here. You can't even see the jacket anymore, and you should be able to see a little bit of it around the edges of the collar. So yeah, I don't know, back and forth we go. There is the Topo jacket, which may end up going back on, but we'll see. Maybe I'll futz around with this, but I don't think there's any way I'm going to be able to see the coat underneath. You know, the Topo jacket's just slightly bigger. I mean, it fits in perfectly, comes to all the right places, but it's just a different situation altogether when it's on the body. Do love that tone of purple, though. I'm so satisfied with that, because it's never right when Hot Toys do the coat. It's still not right now from the looks of the prototype and the pictures of the new DX. It's just not the right tone of purple, whereas this is a lot more on point, if you ask me. It's always the thing that's bugged me with every version I've ever had. finally at a place where I'm happy with the colour of it and the fit. And now with it being weathered, that's a nice touch too. I was going to swap out for the DX11 shoes because they're real, you know, you got real laces and all that stuff going on with these. I might do that. I was just worried they wouldn't go on there right. To be honest, the Topo foot situation on this particular body, it does click into place, but the slightest movement and it comes out again. So every time I pose him, the feet come out and the whole sock comes out with it, and it just looks hilarious. But that's a bit of a, that's another little situation I'll get to in the future. Massive shout out again to Jeffrey for sending along the Topo 2.0 outfit. That was all thanks to him. Thank you, Jeffrey. And it's just some footage of him with his head tilted down. The head can really look down on this body, like really far. Because the hair's rooted, you can, you know, position the strands. It's not used to falling in front of his face, so the hair's kind of going back to how it was. But if I was to use some hair gel or whatever and get those strands to come down around the face, get him looking all moody. Do love this coat, man. It's friggin' awesome. I just noticed little things, like I've always noticed the way the collar comes around the back of the neck. It's got a certain quality and thickness and richness to it, and a lot of these official ones just don't have it. It's too thin. They're trying to do the, you know, shrinking the material down to like the kind of 1/6 scale, like really thin so it falls nicely, and they do achieve that. But this one manages to do that but also maintain the realism of the quality of the coat, the thickness of it, without it looking bulky. You know, I think it looks in good proportion and looks very accurate, shrunk down 1/6 scale to me. I do love that coat. I just looked into it. It's a completely different setup with the, you know, the shoes, feet on the DX11 to what's going on over here. It's just requires a different approach. I mean, if the bodies were exactly the same size, which they could be, I haven't really checked that, but I could just put everything onto the DX11 body, because this head was originally on the DX11 body and I know that works. So maybe it's just a matter of switching everything over. What? For the sake of the shoes? Well, yeah. Sorry, I'm talking to myself. I'm just thinking, would you do all that just to have those? Yeah, I guess, because it's just more real. Although they are starting to kind of just get a little bit weird looking in places. I don't know. They should hold up, and they should be a little bit worn and you know, tattered like that anyway. So yeah, it's just a matter of, because this whole outfit fits this body so well, if there's any difference in, you know, proportions or height, it could throw everything off. So that's something I'll have to get back to you on in the future. If you're interested, folks, I'll maybe try swapping over everything just for the sake of having those shoes. Man, Stephen Maurice did such an amazing job on this head. Amazing paint job. See if you can. Did a little bit of weathering on the shirt and tie, everything really. You won't see it on the jacket because I never did weather this DX11 jacket, which I'll probably have to now. I might dye it, give it a very, very, very mild dyeing job, just to. You can see it a little bit from angles though. That's good. You can see it there, just poking out underneath. That's okay. It's better than it was before because you couldn't see the vest. It was completely covered by the jacket. So yeah, I just need some time. You know how it is when you're working on your figures. You don't always get it done in a day or even a week. Sometimes you just need to take a break and think about things. Eventually you'll get everything worked out, but it's coming along. I'll leave it at that for now, folks. I hope you guys have a great weekend. Let me know how you're doing in the comments. Drop a like on it for me. Follow me on Instagram at ddknight333, because there was some really cool footage of this figure that I put up last night on Instagram. I was just in the kitchen and it wasn't even great lighting or anything, and I shot it with the phone instead of this Canon camera. I was just doing a little spontaneous little clip, but he looked so real. So go to the Instagram video and have a look at how the figure looked yesterday in the kitchen. It was just creepy how real it looked. But I'll be back with you soon. Got some cool stuff coming up on the channel, folks, starting next week. I'm working on some masks and stuff, so got some custom repainted 1/6 scale heads coming in for some other figures that I'm going to show you, and some other bits and bobs as well. So have a good weekend. I'll see you soon. Take it easy. Bye bye.